All right, number 11 here. Identify the x and y intercept, where it's crossing the x-axis is my x-intercept. So that is -3, 0. And where it's crossing the y-axis is my y-intercept, which is called, or in this case, 0, 1. The slope, show me that nice staircase. How did you go from one point up to the next? So you went up 1 unit, and you went to the right 1, 2, 3 units. That is your rise, that is your run. We went a rise of 1, we did a run of 3, the slope is a third. The linear function then is ax plus b. Remember, a is slope, you already found that. You already found the y-intercept at 1. When f of 3, that is going to be then go for x is 3, 3 comma something, in this case 3 comma 2. When x is 0, 0 comma 1, okay? So x is 0, which is right there, 0 comma 1. When when f of x is 0, please pay attention to the formatting of it. It is a little bit different. That is saying, hey, when the y is 0, what did the x have to be? So when the y is 0, here's the y-axis. When it's 0, that is located right there at -3, 0. So x is -3. Number 12. This is a funky one because the x and the y-intercept are both at the same location. It happens to be at the origin. That is the one point where that can occur. So the x and y-intercept are the same. Now the slope, well, because the x and y-intercept are in the same location, I need to find another nice point on my graph. Let's see, where's another nice point? This looks like a nice point, or this down here looks a nice point. So I got a couple nice points. How do you move from one point to the next? Show me that staircase. So I'm going to go to the bottom left point. I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to go over to create that nice staircase. And it should be the same movement as I do right here. So how much did you go up? 1, 2, 3. How much did you run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went up 3, and I went to the right, and going to the right is the positive direction. Again, another 3 and another 5. Rise and run. You now have your linear function. A is the slope, B is the y-intercept. Now, we don't say plus 0. The y-intercept turned out to be at 0. But we don't necessarily say plus 0. So what we would probably write that as, and it's just say 3/5 x. When x is 0, well, lots of zeros. It happens to be at the same location at the origin. When x is 5, we end up with 5 comma something right up there. X is 5 right up there at 5 comma 5. When x is -3, when x is -3, well, there's not a nice location there for -3. So what I could do is, well, that's not going to be good because we haven't really talked about that, is work that backwards, and I will make sure you have a nicer point tomorrow on the quiz. You would get an answer here because I don't want to get into that actually. On that, let's see, -3 times 5 over 3, -5. I did this dumb mistake. It is a nice number because I was looking at the wrong location. Again, it says f of x equals -3. I wasn't following my own advice. Here it is. This is the y-axis. This is when y is -3 is right there. So the graph is located, boom, right there at x equals -5. I was not thinking. Last one there, we saw the horizontal yesterday. We're seeing it here today. The y-axis is right here. Sorry, the y-intercept is right here where it's crossing the y-axis at. So let me write this again. X-intercept and y-intercept. So it's located at, what is that, 0, -1. It is never going to cross the x-axis, so we say there is no x-intercept. The slope, it's horizontal. We said yesterday the slope, there is no rise, okay? There's a run. To go from one point to the next, okay, we are moving on the run. but you're not having to say rise anything. So we say 0 over 1, and anything, 0 divided by anything is always 0. The linear function, anytime it's horizontal, okay, it's going to be just a constant. It's going to be just where the slope, the y-intercept is located. So in this case, because the slope was 0, the y-intercept was at -1, we're going to clean that up. 0 times anything is then just 0. And then 0 minus 1 is -1. When x is -2, my point is right here at -1. And when x is 400, wow, that's way down the road, but what we're trying to see is 400 is way down here, it's still going to be at -1. Now, after that, when x is -1, we run into, again, infinite or all real numbers, because where is my y at -1? It's all right here, and every x value gets me -1 right there. So there we go, okay?